So today's an exciting day. It is seed potato day. So what we're gonna do is plant 3 different varieties that do pretty well in Michigan. I've been growing potatoes for, I don't know, the last 5 years. And I've learned a few different things. One of the things I've learned is the prep work before that saves a ton of time. And really that consists of 3 different things. It is, first of all, making sure that your soil is, I guess, is soft enough that you can, dig it fine. It's not frozen, nothing like that. But it is starting to slowly warm up. We are, today's April 20th, so it's probably about 80% ready to go, but I'll check that out. The other thing I do is, because when you plant these seed potatoes, unless you know exactly, you're going to remember every time in the plot that you use. If you're not using containers, I do not use containers, by the way. I've done that before, and that's another conversation for another time. But I usually put like a little marker, like a skewer or something of that nature, so that I know exactly when they start to pop, so that I don't, harm the area. And it just, when I'm watering, it just gives me an indication and a reminder. So I'm gonna do that right now. I'll take you along for that ride. I could probably eyeball this and get pretty close, but in the spirit of precision, and if you're new to planting potatoes, it's important to be a little obsessed with getting it right the first time, so that you can reduce your frustration levels. So, as I mentioned before, I'm growing 3 varieties. This is Pontiac Red. They do very well in Michigan. You'd want to cross-check the particular zone that you're in just to see if this variety would do well. But like I said, 5 years of experience of growing these, and these have produced pretty well for me. Another one is Kennebec. So this is a white potato. Obviously the Pontiac Red is a red potato. So, but they both, I guess, depending on the year, one may be more prolific than the other, but overall they both do very well for me and in this zone. And then Adirondack Blue, right? Blue potatoes, certainly very cool. I guess I couldn't really tell if there was that much of a drastic difference in the taste between these and the other 2. As to why I didn't plant more of these, and unfortunately, just because I think it's, I don't know, somewhat of a novelty maybe, these are twice as much as the others. I mean, overall, not expensive, but it's twice as much. So I just kind of don't plant as many of these. It looks cool when you eat them, obviously, but from a taste perspective, all 3 of these varieties in the state of Michigan do amazing, and they taste incredible, better than anything you'd get at a store. I have an organized pattern of holes here. So you pretty much take the seed potato, drop that in there, cover it up. There's a kind of a school of thought that you can, or you should, mound the potatoes. I never do, and I've been pretty successful. Okay, something to keep in mind with potatoes is, if you get something that's larger like this, you have the potential with this seed potato to cut it in half, and therefore you would have 2 plants as options. That's one of the amazing qualities of this item. But I would only suggest doing that if you have 3 or 4 eyes. That will give you a greater chance of being successful with, you know, because obviously from the eyes is where the plant and then you know, the flowers punch through the surface and get all that photosynthesis energy to be able to push down into the earth and create you know, the offspring. So I don't think this one's really a good candidate to be able to do that. So if I were to cut this one in half, you know, I don't really like the health of these eyes. Maybe if I left it out a little bit more, but with such a short growing season in Michigan, I don't think it's a wise decision. But just keep that in mind, that if you have a larger one, right, it's like the palm of my hand, I don't know, what is this, 3.5 inches maybe, whatever. But the point is, make sure you have 3 to 4 eyes, and you can actually cut these things in half. So that's it. The potato waiting game will begin. If you have questions, leave them down below. I'm not an expert. I'm just 5 years of experience under my belt, but I've been pretty successful. So, you know, happy to help. Don't be intimidated by it. Just buy a few, try it out. And gardening is all about trial and error. So, till next time.